This is the Samsung Galaxy A35 and here is the Redmi Note 13 Pro, 4G actually. With a starting price of 380,000 Naira or $320 for the Galaxy A35 and 362,800 Naira or $300 for the Redmi Note 13 Pro, which exactly offers the best value for your money? I mean, which should you buy? Let me help you find out, and so without taking much of your time, yo guys, let's get started. First off, unboxings are a better experience with the Redmi device. At least you get a 67-watt charger out of the box alongside the smartphone itself. The Galaxy comes out of the box with no accessories, just the device and a SIM ejector, obviously USB for both and the user guides. The Samsung Galaxy A35 is a durable device designed to withstand life's challenges. With dimensions slightly wider than a dollar bill, it fits comfortably in your hand, weighing just 209 grams. It feels light yet solid, crafted from tough plastic with IP67 resistance, making it resilient to splashes and dust. Now onto the Redmi device here, a sleek counterpart. Despite being smaller and lighter, it packs a powerful punch. The design is consistent with the lineup this year, a different design that's beautiful too. With IP54 resistance on the Redmi and IP67 on the Samsung, you know Sammy is better prepared for the rainy days or dusty adventures. Most aspects are about the same, dual hybrid SIM trays, they have plastic frames, and unlocking is as easy on these devices with in-display optical fingerprint scanners. They offer about the same unlock speeds, but you might think the Redmi is faster because of the animation thing from Samsung. Of course, you can tone that down from the setting. There are reasons to pick the Samsung from this category, and those would majorly be the glass front and back over the plastic back on the Redmi Note here. The better protection for the display, you have Gorilla Victus Plus over the Gorilla Glass 5 on the Redmi. It also does look like top-end Samsung devices, so no one exactly knows what device you own. Maybe that's a good thing or a bad thing, I don't really know. But if you decide to look at the good reasons to pick the Redmi Note 13 Pro, there are quite a lot of reasons why. So the Redmi offers less rounded corner or border radius, which now looks more appealing to me. I know that's a preference thing. Okay, how about the fact that they retain the headphone jack? There's an IR blaster at the top to control your electronics. It's lighter, easier to hold in the hand, and slightly smaller. For design, I'd begrudgingly go with the Samsung because it looks like flagship. But for features on the device's hardware, I'm likely going to stick it out with Redmi. Both the Samsung Galaxy A35 and the Redmi Note 13 Pro offer impressive audio features. They sound great, express good bass and all. They also feature dual stereo speakers to enhance the overall audio quality for various multimedia experiences. But in my opinion, I'd lean toward the Redmi in this category. There's something about it. For the mics, I would love for you to tell me what you think about these recordings. Okay, this is a sound test and comparison between the Galaxy A35 and the Redmi Note 13 Pro. Okay, this is a sound test and comparison between the Galaxy A35 and the Redmi Note 13 Pro. While the Redmi Note 13 Pro has a slightly larger display size and a higher screen-to-body ratio, the Galaxy A35 delivers superior resolution and HDR support, promising a more immersive visual experience. Both devices share similarities such as 120Hz refresh rate and scratch-resistant glass, with the superior Corning Gorilla Glass Victus Plus for the Samsung and the Gorilla Glass 5 for the Redmi. However, on paper, the Note 13 Pro shines with its remarkable peak brightness of 1300 nits, potentially offering enhanced visibility in bright outdoor conditions compared to the Samsung Galaxy A35's 1000 nits at its peak. But that's not exactly true. I've taken both devices outdoors trying to get the Redmi to look brighter. Despite fiddling with the settings, the Galaxy always seemed better and brighter in my case for some weird reason. Now both can be used outdoors, but you find an easier time with the Galaxy A35. When it comes to visuals, both are good. The Note out of the box has a little tint on the display. You can of course adjust this display from the settings to almost match the color profile from the Samsung, but I still prefer how visually appealing the Samsung makes things look. You can also play back videos on YouTube at up to 4K in resolution from the Samsung, while the Redmi would do a limit of 1440p. Generally for displays, I'll pick the Super AMOLED on Samsung over the AMOLED display on the Redmi Note 13 Pro. Only thing you might complain about the Samsung's display here, and I think Redmi does better, is the bezels, and it feels so thick on the Samsung device here, while the Redmi looks a little bit sleek here. Over to the processing power on these devices, The Samsung Galaxy A35 comes with the Exynos 1380 processor, which was on the Samsung Galaxy A54 from last year, while the Redmi Note 13 Pro features the MediaTek Helio G99 Ultra. The Samsung Galaxy A35 comes with 6 to 12 gigs of RAM, depending on the configuration you get, while the Redmi here pairs its processor with 8 gigs to 12 gigs of RAM, depending on the configuration. The storage can go up to 512 gigs for the Redmi and 256 gigs for the Samsung. This means you can pre-configure a higher memory configuration and storage before you purchase this device, the Redmi. That might help with a smoother multitasking experience when need arises, but that isn't to say the processor on the Redmi beats the Samsung. I've played mobile games on these devices extensively, and every time I'll choose the Galaxy A55 over the Redmi Note 13 Pro. It's smoother, feels snappier, has better efficiency overall, and is just a better processor overall. This is not to say the G99 is bad. That's quite good for the budget mid-range section, but it doesn't beat what the Galaxy A35 has to offer. I have benchmark scores ready for those who love to benchmark. These are Geekbench, Antutu and 3D Max scores to give you an idea of the processing power. Regarding OS and updates, the Redmi tends to fall short. It came out of the box with Android 13 and has since been on that, despite having most other devices this year, including the Galaxy A35, come with Android 14 out of the box. Now, Samsung promises 4 years of OS updates into the future. Redmi, on the other hand, will likely give you a maximum of 3 years, which I'm not totally sure about. Also, considering they're starting with Android 13, that would be a maximum of Android 16. Samsung is taking you 2 years more into the future. In simple terms, for longevity, I'm picking the A35. It also has One UI, which is slowly becoming my favorite Android flavor. If you got to this point in this video, I'd appreciate if you could type "we're lit" in the comment section below. Let's get people who don't watch far into these videos a little confused. Drop your comments there, and also do not forget to subscribe if you're new here. Thank you. The Samsung Galaxy A35 and the Redmi Note 13 Pro are two smartphones with 3 cameras on the back, each designed for different types of photos. Let's start with the Samsung Galaxy A35. It has a main camera with 50 megapixels, a wide-angle camera with 8 megapixels, and a close-up camera with 5 megapixels, that's a macro lens. The Redmi Note 13 Pro, on the other hand, has a main camera with a whopping 200 megapixels, which means it can take sharp photos with lots of detail. It also has a wide-angle camera, which is like the A35, an 8 megapixel camera, and also a close-up camera with 2 megapixels for the macro. For the front-facing cameras, while you get a 13 megapixel sensor on the Samsung, you get a 16 megapixel sensor for the Redmi. I consistently kept getting better photos from the main lens on Samsung than the Redmi. Colors had this punch to it, it kept the better exposure and the more visually appealing shots. I honestly do not have a lot to say about these photos. I'd have you see for yourself and let me know what you think in the comment section below. Where I did notice the Redmi did take a leap would be in the cropped or zoomed in photos, and that's because of the higher megapixel count. At 2x, you still prefer Samsung's photos with better colors and details, but anything beyond that, say 10x, you can tell that Redmi has the better detail for such photos, and Samsung isn't even in the competition. For those front-facing photos, they were really close as far as the color reproduction, but what I did notice as far as difference here was how it looked like you had a filter on Redmi even with that feature turned off. It still does smoothing the faces and skin. Also, the Samsung did a better job at exposing a wider dynamic range. Other than that, they were close. Videos can be recorded at up to 4K in resolution for Samsung, while the Redmi maxes out at 1080p, which is a shame for the price. Samsung has this better dynamic range and exposure here yet again. You even get the bluer skies, more vibrant colors, and yes, better resolution. The front-facing videos maintain the same resolution as the rear, but Redmi still adopts the smoothing feature yet again. Let me know which you prefer in the comment section below. So generally, as far as cameras, the Samsung Galaxy A55 is the superior device. It just feels substantially better than what Redmi has to offer for the price. You should expect about the same battery capacity, which is a respectable 5000 mAh battery. Both smartphones have solid battery life, taking you through a day of use easily. Things are a little different in terms of the charging speeds. Samsung supports a maximum of 25 watts charging speed, while the Redmi can do up to 67 watts. Of course, Redmi has the charger bundled in the box, while Samsung doesn't. This significant difference means that Users of the Redmi Note 13 Pro can enjoy much faster charging times, 50% in about 20 minutes and 100% in 50 minutes, potentially reducing downtime with the Redmi. So here's my take. The Samsung Galaxy A35 and the Redmi Note 13 Pro are both good devices but have their differences. From many fronts, the Galaxy A35 tends to have won, with good photos, better processing, flagship level design, better real-world display, and even more updates into the future. I can say for that extra $20, I won't bat an eye getting the Galaxy. In this case, the only reason to pick the Redmi here would be the faster charge times and maybe the retention of the headphone jack. I can't think of anything more, or an IR blaster. Other than those, I lean towards the Samsung here. By the way, this is the 4G variant of the Redmi, and the A35 is 5G. If you want to see a really interesting comparison, I compared the bigger brothers to these devices, the Redmi Note 13 Pro Plus 5G against the Galaxy A55. Check it out here. Kawidati.